Hi guys, welcome back to Yorkshire Car Restorations. In this video we're going to finish prepping this rear wheel arch and sill section ready for paint. So let's grab some tools and let's crack on. Okay, so once we've let the filler dry, in this case it's U-Pol Easy Sand, what we're going to do is we're going to knock it back with a dual action sander and an 80 grit Velcro pad. Now these just stick on, sand away, tear it off when you're done. Now this doesn't have to be done by DA, all we're going to do is take a bulk of it off just for speed. This can be done by hand and a block, but we're going to move on to blocking in a minute. So now we've knocked it back a little bit, taken off a little bit of that rust surface, but with a DA you can't get completely smooth. It leaves a kind of a ripple surface, so what you've got to do is you've got to block it. This is just a standard rubbing block, you can use a piece of wood if you want. And we're going to switch to a 120 disc so that we're not making as deep scratches in here. All we're going to do is we're going to keep long strokes on there to try and keep the panel as flat as we possibly can. Now there is a curve in here, so you will see me changing directions just to keep this shape in there, and we'll probably end up with another skim on this, hopefully the last one. So let's get it blocked out. Don't forget your dust mask, like I always do. This body line, we usually, when we fill this panel, we usually just pop the tip of his finger in and just draw a line through it to take a lot of the filler out. Unfortunately, this layer of filler caught me off guard. The weather's beautiful, it's really, really hot, and it went off quicker than I thought it would. So I forgot to do it. But we'll show you on the next one. So that's the second coat. So that's the third coat applied. What we're not going to do here, we're not going to run a DA over it. We're going to go straight on to blocking it by hand with 80s, and then we're going to drop onto 120s. We do that, we'll keep a nice flat panel, because the DA seems to make it a little bit wobbly. Also, again, long arm strokes. Don't be tempted to do short ones unless you really know what you're doing. You're trying to get a little bit of a bump out. You might see me doing it, but it's just trying to get a little bit of a bump out, and that's just years of experience. Try to keep it nice and long and you'll keep that panel flat. If you do take it a little bit too low, or you can't feel the shape, you run your hand over it and you can feel those ripples, just put another skim over it. Do it again. If you do it again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you do it, as long as you take that filler back. I always tend to put a little bit more on than I need to try and get as less skims as I possibly can, but that's just because I'm lazy. Okay, so it's at this point that we need to start masking. We've now got a nice flat surface, no nasty ripples or anything like that in there. We've got this body line back in and they're still sorted. So when we mask up, what we're looking for is, this is the filler line. Now, past there, we have made scratches. So what we need to do is, for example, here, you can see the body line. There are the scratches. So about 1.5 inches away from that, further up, we're going to mask to there. And we're going to mask just a nice line. I'll show you here. And now we're going to cover it in paper. Right, so the primer we're using is actually a 4-to-1, it's a 2-pack primer. So that means we've got the primer itself and an activator. So we're going to use 4 parts of primer, 1 part of activator, and then we're going to use some thinners to thin it down a little bit so it comes out the gun. Okay, so when we're priming, all we want to do is prime our repaired areas, not the whole panel. If it's good paint, we can basically key in with a Scotch pad and we can paint straight over the top of it. So what we're looking at here is we've masked back about 1.5 inches from any scratches or anything that we've created in the panel. So then what we're going to do is we're going to scotch the rest of it in right up to the masking tape so that the primer has got a good base to adhere to. So if we do that all the way around now and get it primed. Right, so there's no shiny paint left. So we can prime straight over the top of this now. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in our next video where we're going to finish prepping and get some paint on it. If you've enjoyed the video, leave us a like and smash that subscribe button. Until then, we will see you in the next one.